So I guess we're changing from Jeff now. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Do you want
Yeah.
to tell us a story?
Of why?
Why don't you tell us the story of how you feel about this woman in your life, if you feel like that's something you should do? I mean, you have to feel it though.
Well, um, I
Did
guess,
you feel
uh,
all just now?
second?
Did you feel all of that just now? What just went through your body that made you move around?
Yeah.
Were you
Even
paying?
before, yeah, even before the meeting, I was feeling that something was gonna happen.
That's called connection. Are you afraid of it?
By now, I I just wanna feel it,
What was stopping you from feeling it before?
being scared,
How much pain is in being scared?
like a lot.
When have you ever spent time with the feeling?
I've been doing that since recently, but
Hmm.
it just keep coming and keep coming.
Are you noticing it's hard to love if you ignore that feeling?
It is.
Yeah. So why not focus on the feeling?
Uh,
Tough, isn't it? It's like your mind wants to take you away from it because you trained it to keep you away from your own feelings.
yeah,
How's anyone supposed to love you if that's happening?
it's not possible.
Oh, and you're okay with this.
No,
What do you do to stop it?
start feeling it.
Start feeling it or stop feeling it. Which one do you believe is going to heal you?
Feeling it.
How do you have all of these answers? Haven't you asked yourself where are these answers coming from in me? This is the person you reject and abandon. How can anybody love you if you're doing that?
They can.
Is this something your mother does or your father does? Or both?
Well,
How have you accepted that?
I don't
Have
know
you
how to accept things.
have you ever told them that you needed something different?
Yeah,
What did you tell them?
that I want them to see me as I am, and I don't want to be afraid of show them what I feel.
I'm sorry. Do you think that told them that you need connection to them? It sounded like you judged them. Are you sure you're paying attention to how it feels? Does that feel like that's what you want them to connect to? What you just said? How did that have anything to do with accepting you like you are? Because your parents could look at you and say, how do you accept you? What would you tell them?
I don't.
So how would you let them accept you if you don't? Seems
Some
like you're creating a fight between them. Why aren't they allowed to love you? It's not about them. Why don't you believe in you? Your feelings, your ability to not be next to them. Are you really good at it? Are you good at abandoning and betraying your feelings?
yeah.
Do you like being good at it?
No.
So this is going to give you the reason to not let anybody close because that's what you're doing to your own feelings. And if they discover that, do you want them to love this about you? Because you said you wanted your parents to approve of you. Is this what they would approve of?
No.
but you're approving of it.
No.
Do you have any actions to support that you don't approve of it?
No.
Oh, so see the betrayal there? You're constantly cheating on your own feelings. Is that how you want to love somebody? By cheating on their feelings and not paying attention to how they feel? Because you're doing that to you. Is that is that what love is to you?
No.
Tell me what love is to you.
Like being supportive, being authentic, understanding, connection.
Hmm. Did any of that feel like the truth?
I guess not
Oh. So do you think you were coming up with a definition from your head or your feelings?
from my head,
No. So when you experience love, is it from your head or from your feelings?
from my feeling.
When do you ever speak from your feelings?
I don't.
Oh, does that make it easy for people to love you?
No.
What do you think it does to them when they try to get close to you?
Reject them.
And you feel good about this.
No.
You stop yourself from doing it,
No.
then you feel good about this. See, there's the reaction to want to say no again, right?
Yeah.
Because it feels like the truth or it feels like a lie. The reaction. See, that's why we have to sit back in our pain. You can't recollect your reaction without your pain. There's a feeling in it. It's real. And this is the space where we've never learned to let somebody love us in it. More so for a man than it is a woman. The truth is, we both have this empty space. And that's where the divine spends all of its energy, giving you that experience because that's what you have to believe. Why don't you believe in you? When you're dancing and you're feeling good and you're just out there in the world, is that a mask or is that everything you feel just happening for you in that moment?
It's everything I feel.
Yeah. And you can do this when you're not home. But when you're home, what happens to him? Does he exist or not exist?
It doesn't exist. Well, it exists.
Your first answer was always the truth. Trust it. The feeling doesn't lie. It doesn't know how. When you would get hurt as a child, you didn't hide it. You're hurt as a man and you hide it all the time. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Who's that for? Does that ever prove that you were strong?
No.
What did it prove?
I hide things.
Oh, do you love that you hide things?
No.
Can anybody love that you hide things?
No.
Have you ever asked someone to? Did you notice how that question never showed up anywhere in your answers? Because that's what's important. We don't ask for what we need because we ignore our feelings. Can't heal anything if you're doing that. You need your feelings so you can heal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think you do to your feelings again?
I ignore them.
Hmm. And you want to heal?
Yes.
You're going to have to stop ignoring what you feel. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But it feels funny when I just threw that on there, right? It's like throwing a steak on the grill. It's the same kind of feeling if you really let yourself experience it that way. See, it's not until you fall in love with you inside of your pain that you can actually have any kind of connection or even understand or experience what love is. Why can't you love the you inside of your pain? Who told you couldn't? Anybody ever say, no, don't love you when you're hurting and in pain? Did anybody ever say that to you? Well, if you could change the rules and be how you want it to be, why wouldn't you put that rule at play? How's somebody going to love you if you don't? You see it? Now feel it. It's like the love feels like it's really far away because your pain is here. What you feel in your body is your pain. Your pain is the threshold for love and connection. You ever heard that before?
No,
Do you know why?
no.
You were never taught to feel. I taught myself. Where else are you going to learn it? My pain was my greatest teacher. Still is. That's why I stay a student. Makes sense, right? Then I started learning some really beautiful things about pain. And it came to me in like really strange ways, right? Ways that I thought, okay, nobody's going to believe this. But I didn't realize how much of it was my feelings' way of communicating with me to pay attention to what my mind was doing to the feelings I possessed. How do you feel about this woman you're in love with? Does she make you want to love yourself?
Yeah, I
Not
do.
love, that's not happening. It's a spark. You have to choose whether or not it catches fire. You do realize that, right? You're the one that has to tell yourself it's going to be okay to be on fire. Because once you're on fire, connection happens, especially if you don't try to put out your own flame, which we're all in a constant habit of doing. You know, if I said, how do you let your mother love the real you? And your
I,
answer,
I didn't.
yeah. And even in this moment, how do you let your mother love the real you?
By telling you my feelings.
Don't. I didn't and don't. Never equates to I do and I did. But you have to look at what I do and I did, actually did, because those actions still happen. And I'm not trying to lose you because I know you're feeling what I'm talking about. When you feel didn't, can't, won't, shouldn't, those are words that do what? Connect or disconnect.
Disconnect.
And when you stay disconnected, what will you trust? Will you trust connection?
No.
See, these answers are inside of each one of us. What happened to you in your childhood took you away from this. And that child, when has he ever forgiven you for not growing up and being what he needed? Because he still needs it, right? That boy inside of you, the one who grew to the man I'm sitting in front of, he's still in there.
Yeah.
Does he get loved the way he used to?
No.
Do you care?
Okay.
What actions do you show that boy that tell him that?
This no.
Oh, by chance, did anybody come along in your life and all of a sudden you felt him getting attention? You felt somebody really wanted to pay attention to him, get to know him. Did it feel like that?
Yeah.
Did you let that person in or did you push him away?
I push it away.
Why? Because it'd be taken away again like it was before? But who took it away? Them or you?
Me.
So you took it away again.
No.
Wait, you took it away from your parents because your parents don't have access to that boy, right?
Yeah.
Then you met somebody who brought that boy out and then you took that boy away from that person. Isn't that what you just said you did?
Yeah.
How's that not twice? Does that, when you feel into twice, do you feel the pain from it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're doing that to you, what would you do to somebody you love? Would you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
No.
Huh? Are you confused? Did that confuse you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that boy in there, he's not confused. He knows what he likes. He knows what makes him feel loved. He knows how to feel that he can trust somebody. But when do you let him talk? What would he say to his parents if he could say anything? That was the truth. Does he feel like he was what they wanted? Does he feel like he's exactly what they deserved? He's a good son. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Did you feel some resistance in that? Yeah, because I felt it from here. Just making sure you felt it. Say yeah like you say yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel that resistance now?
Yeah.
It's in a tone in your voice. The feeling, that's how you're breathing through it. Does that make sense? If you can feel this with me, it's reconnection. That boy is becoming important to you again. Because what does he need when it comes to love?
Connection.
And how do you let him have that?
I let him by feeling him
And is that it?
and let him talk
To who?
to me.
Oh, isolation? Is that like that boy's in prison? You're the only one he can talk to? Are you the warden or are you his? Did you kidnap this boy? Is he allowed to have anybody else interact with him? I
Yeah.
mean, how's that boy feel loved? Because do you think just your interaction with him makes him feel loved?
No.
Oh, why not? Why not?
Because I know him.
How are you showing him that you love him? I mean, it's clear how he's loving you. Your heart's beating in your chest. Your lungs are filling with air. He's still allowing you to use his body to do whatever you choose. But when does he get to be himself? Would he let somebody love him if it was up to him?
Yeah.
When are you going to let him have that? It's funny, most people go, I don't know how. You don't know how to be a child. You were one. You were able to open up and let somebody love you. Why do you think you have to stop that now? What happened to you? Why didn't you shut down and not let them love you anymore? Do you remember that moment?
No, like I'm just guessing.
I know how to unlock that.
Oh,
You remember when you were talking about getting hit? Do you remember what you got hit for the first time?
I think I remember.
Huh?
I was just playing or fighting with my sister because we used to fight and but just
How old were
playing
you?
around.
How old were you?
I don't remember.
4, 5?
Yeah, a number came like four.
I thought 4 is what I felt. So 4-year-old you and your sister play fighting or fighting?
No, play fighting. We were always
How are you play fighting?
just,
Was there anybody physically hitting anybody?
yeah, yeah,
Who was physically hitting who?
like between us, both of us.
Huh?
Both of us just playing like that.
Who started it?
I guess it was me. I'm not sure.
Interesting. You started a fight, a play fight with your sister.
Yeah.
Where would you have learned to do that?
I don't know. We used to always do it just to play around or to have like the front seat or just because.
Well, something like that. I mean, like when your sister was getting love, how did you feel? Did you feel like you wanted love too? And did anybody give it to you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like
So you got equal love. So she got love and then you got love. She didn't get treated differently than you, right? I mean, she was never said, you're the older one or you're the younger one. They didn't put you guys in that space, did they?
um I believe I was receiving more love for my situation.
Oh, yeah. So your sister wasn't getting the same kind of love as you,
I don't think so.
and you were play fighting,
Yeah.
and you started it. She needed more love, and you started to go over and play fight her. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, no. It was just playing. I don't remember what we were just playing.
But as you go back and as you're looking, you see how it gets really one-sided, and then I showed you another side of it, and it felt different. There's two sides to a feeling: the uncomfortable and comfortable. Comfortable is what happens when we want to block out a memory. Uncomfortable is going back into it so you can heal. So if you look at it that way, it's becoming uncomfortable, right? 4 years old. You're already talking about how you got more love than your sister, which probably didn't make you feel very good because you wanted her to have love too. So that way she would love you too, because she probably kept herself distant from you because you were getting all of the love. And when she wanted some, it wasn't equal, was it? And it's not your fault. It's not. But guess what you're doing? You feel like you took away the love she used to get. How does that make you treat yourself?
Yeah, like I don't deserve it.
See? And this is from a woman you're connected to, your sister or your mother. You started learning how not to deserve love from them because it's something that was beyond your control. How do you feel about that?
I feel like an empty space.
You ever gonna let love in this space?
Yeah.
That means you gotta let this pain come up. That pain can't be absent. You felt responsible for your sister not getting loved. So you started picking on her so mom would be upset with you more, and then it caused you to get physically hurt. When did you forgive that?
No.
Deep, isn't it? More conscious we become of these spaces where we've done this inside of ourselves, build something inside. It's a gift. It's it has power. Not power as far as what the mind wants to make it be. What power is? It's just power from the way you can heal. Again, pain is a threshold of love. That's all it is. When you ignore it and you don't let anybody near it, you're not loving yourself. You'll never find self-love if your pain isn't able to be connected to. Other than that, it stays remaining disconnected self-love. You need connection when you're hurting. You need connection when you're confused. You need connection when you don't know how to put your words together. But who knows that you need that? How do you tell them? If you love somebody, tell them. Otherwise, how are they going to love you? Are you feeling all of that?
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Like energy in my arms, in my wrist,
Mhm.
and acid in the stomach a little bit.
Yeah, pain has a way of making you feel alive. It also has a way of making you very present, especially if you don't hide it. A man who can do that is a man who can love you in ways that you didn't even know you could be loved in. I found it. I didn't know how to love. Pain is always going to teach us that if we trust our pain. But when have you ever heard anybody tell you to trust your pain? It's not even a common thing to say to someone when it should be. Trust your pain. That's telling somebody you love them and you honor their pain. The value that we put in pain doesn't make any sense. We should value pain in ourselves as well as with each other. That's love, isn't it? How can it not be? And how come nobody's talking about it? We just choose the word without even saying what it represents. If it doesn't represent that, what does it represent? I found this inside of my own pain, these questions. I haven't asked you anything that I've even asked myself now. I ask myself way deeper questions now, way deep. Keep finding more and more answers. I don't need a book to do that. Your feelings will teach you everything you need to know. But then there comes that one question that anybody who ever says they're in love with somebody says, I think I love this person. Here's the one question you should ask yourself. When did thinking know what love is? That's how far off the mark we are from trust our own feelings. We feel like our feelings should always stay at this even keel, like this one limited space. Like that's going to be peace. That's called prison. You're doing that currently by being in your head all the time. It's interesting. I was like contemplating writing a book. And then, well, what the hell would I say in a book? And I felt a whole bunch of feelings in me and I went, okay. And then when I went to go to write, blank. There's nothing wrong. And I explained it to Sherry, and then Sherry went to sleep. And the next day she woke up and she said, I think we're supposed to write a book that says God doesn't have a brain. I went, like, I knew what she knew, but we both kind of knew it, that kind of feeling. You know what I mean? I looked at her and I went, huh, what does this mean? It means the more you let somebody connect to your pain, the more that you'll see you can co-create what this reality can be for you. We're missing it because we're keeping these other patterns alive. You know, what happened to you is still happening to you. They're trying to overly love you and not love your sister enough. That made you feel undeserving. Does anybody know you really feel that way?
Mm,
So how's anybody going to love the real you without that? Do you believe you can be loved if you feel this way?
mm,
Why not? Why not when that would give permission, wouldn't it? So if you keep this like this, it's because you still need to prove to yourself that you don't deserve. But I believe you've have a pretty good track record of not letting yourself deserve. You've proven it. Now you've won the Oscar. You've won the Super Bowl of not deserving. You can celebrate like a champion. Would you like to try a different sport now? How about you deserve?
yeah.
Do you know who you'll be when you start doing that? Yeah. Do you know what that's called? Stress. Do you see it? I cause stress by telling you to see out into the future to be something you don't know how to be and don't need to know how to be. You can be it now. You don't have to leave this. The future isn't real. As long as you believe that you can go 10 seconds out from now, your mind will continue to play tricks on your past, making that your reality of the future and your reality of the present moment. It's the whole abandonment aspect of it. The problem we don't see is that the one place that we think we're using to get out of that is the one place that it's happening. Here. What's going on in here though? Calm, because somebody's connecting to how you feel and that you're not doing anything wrong. You've been through a lot. It's going to be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know that, right?
Sometimes I have some resistance.
Francisco, it's gonna be okay. This is how you fall in love. You have to let yourself know that it's gonna be okay. And if you really love her and she's got you like this, I mean, hell, from what I understand, she sent you to me. Yeah. Uh, I'm sorry. See, you can still put some humor and some pain. Just keep that in mind. Your mind needs little, you need to create booby traps from your feelings to your mind. And best way to do that is to feel what you're going through. Don't stuff it down, don't hide it. And if you don't know how to talk your way through it, don't let yourself be alone when you're going through it. That's called connection. You heal faster. You remember when you got hurt as a little boy? And when you got hurt, you ran to mom? How long did you hurt after mom and you paid attention to what got hurt?
After
You know,
that,
you know what that's called?
curious.
Yep. Do you know what we keep doing out here? Healed. No, you didn't. You didn't let anybody near your pain. You didn't tell anybody when you were hurting. You defended it. What do you think anger is? That's all anger is. You defending your right to be in pain and not let anybody connect to you. Would you be angry if you let somebody connect to you when you're in pain?
Mm.
You're welcome. It's like, okay, I've got the instructions. My mind is never going to accept this because it's not reality for your mind. You seen the movie The Matrix?
Yeah.
What's it about?
About the mind, reality, about that we are all in like in a big dream produced
Do you know how to tell what's real?
mm, by feeling.
Well, you said it like a question.
Yeah.
Hmm. Awakening is a very powerful thing when you realize it, like you just had just now. And you have caught this in the session. You went, what? Wow. Whoa. Like all of a sudden you're paying attention to your feelings again. So when you hurt and you love someone, let them know where you're hurting, especially when you're hurting yourself. This girl you love, she has to watch you lift you up so she knows that you can love her. You know what I mean? You have to lift you up. You deserve. You want her to be with a man who feels he deserves, right?
Yeah.
How are you showing yourself you can be that?
Guess by going through my pain,
What's your pain teaching you? That you let people love you or you don't.
that I let people love you.
So you let people love you when you're in pain. That's what your pain would experience from that. It's one of those things that we got to reopen back up. We after, especially after realizing we didn't know it was closed for so long. And that's how you access your child again, your innocence. your vulnerability. You didn't have a problem running to mom in tears because you knew she was going to hold you. If you did that now, would she reject you?
No,
So who's rejecting who?
no, rejecting that.
Learn how to reject your own mother. Why wouldn't you reject any girl if you're doing that to your own mother? How does that feel?
Like a hit in the heart.
Yeah. Are you really feeling it all the way through?
And like a lot of air in my stomach.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, a pain in my stomach too.
Yeah. Do you feel like right now you have your hands around your inner child's throat that knew how to do that?
My hands in
That
her.
knew how to run to mom, knew how to run with tears and know that he was going to be held. Who has to stop him now? It's you. That's why your stomach felt like that. How's your stomach feel now?
Better.
Yeah. You took your hands out from around his neck. You should let him run to her. That would be fair. And anytime he feels like it, because he needs to heal. Even when he's not sure he's healing, he can feel the pain. He should be able to run to his mommy and let his mommy hold him, or run to any woman that he feels love for. Because if he doesn't do that, who's he trusting?
No,
He can't trust you because you won't let him be himself. You want somebody to accept you. How are you accepting that you're doing that to yourself? What's scary is we're not even at the deep end. Uncomfortable is healing. If somebody's trying to make you comfortable, they're not focused on your healing. You need connection when you're uncomfortable. You feel that going through? You okay? You have water? Drink a lot of water. Cheers, friend. I'll drink to that. Um, Sherry said I had a bottled water problem. Here's what I realized. The more pain you sit in, the more water you're going to need because you got to drain the swamp. At least that's what I keep hearing. And I heard that in so many different ways, and I never really believed it. But then when I realized what it was something on the inside that needed to be drained. Your pain. You forgot how to connect through your pain. How can you have a soul connection or any kind of connection with anyone? We feel connection, but do we let ourselves have connection? So you're going to have to ask yourself, Francisco, how do you want connection with Amy? As an open or closed experience?
What does that mean? Open or closed?
I guess you're going to have to ask her what open is. And you're going to have to ask yourself what open is. See if they match. Why not? What else have you got to lose?